Welcome back to another fun and exciting episode of Discover. Today we find ourselves at the Audley Road Stables because today we're going horsing around, and I have with me Sarah Brown, Chief Instructor here at the Audley Road Stables to take us through the day and tell us all about the programs that you have here. And boy, I'm actually going to get on this beautiful horse here and go riding. First of all, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for coming to our place. This is Dodger, the horse that you're going to be riding today.
Dodger. Hi, Dodger.
Dodger is a 12-year-old chestnut mare, mare meaning that she is a female, and is just one of the many horses that we have here at the stable. We have everything from small ponies right up to Grand Prix jumpers. But we thought we'd just start a little less than the Grand Prix with you today.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. Thank you. So what are we going to do first as far as what we're going to tell people about the things that happen when they come here?
Well, we have quite a variety of programs available to just about every interest in the horse industry, right from beginner riding lessons on once a week, as I say, right to the Grand Prix level.
Is this something where the whole family can come and take lessons?
They can, but we don't mix adults and children.
Okay.
Children take their lessons with other children, and adults take their lessons with other adults.
All right.
We do specialize in junior riders. Most of our program is juniors, and we start them at age 8 and take them on as far as they want to go.
8 years old?
Yeah.
On a horse the size of Dodger?
No.
Okay.
No, our 8-year-olds would ride horses that are quite a bit smaller.
I'm 6'3", and I'm sitting there going, am I going to get on this Dodger? So what are we going to do first of all?
Okay, we're going to groom today. We start off, here's our grooming kit.
Okay.
And
I just have a brush, you know.
Well, yeah, it's a lot easier for people. This is called a curry comb, and what this does is it goes in a circular motion to take all the dirt that's on the skin and bring it up to the surface so the brushes can take it off.
Do they collect a lot of dirt then in a day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, whenever they're turned out in the pasture, they roll. It's nature's way of keeping them clean, oddly enough, because it, oh, you can see she really likes that.
Yeah.
I hit a good spot.
Get that back leg going.
That's right. But what it does is it improves the circulation, and it stimulates oils in the skin to bring it out to the coat, which waterproofs it and protects them. And we use this all over their body except for their legs, which don't have enough muscle on them. So it would be a little rough on them.
Wow. Soft.
She had a bath for today. Okay, and then once we're finished with our curry comb, we start with what we call a dandy brush, which is a fairly stiff brush that you wouldn't want to use on yourselves. But what this does is it takes all that dirt in here that we brought to the surface.
Yeah, and you just see it going away.
And takes it off.
Yeah. Ooh, Dodger, you like that one too. I'm next, don't worry, Dodger.
That's all right, wait till I get the clippers out.
Gee, look at the time.
And this one we can use on the legs. And we go right down both the inside and the outside to remove any scurf.
Any scurf?
Scurf.
And what is a scurf?
Oh, dirt, dust, all that other stuff.
All
We just
right.
kind of combine it all into scurf. And as you can see, when we use the tools, we use them quite vigorously so that it does, in fact, get right down below the hair surface.
And I see that you go in the direction that the hair is falling as well.
That's correct. That's correct. So it lies nice and flat.
Would this be part of the program when people come for their lessons, they learn how to groom the horse then?
Yes, they do. We don't have our very beginner children start with grooming yet. We like to get them riding first because it develops their confidence a little bit. But the adults and older children, they go right into grooming. Now, our day campers, they learn to groom right on the first day because we figure that by the end of the week they want to have a nice bond with their horse.
Sure. Does this actually do a nice bonding with the horse?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it gives you a chance to...
So I should be doing this maybe?
Well, I'm not sure in a one-time thing that it's going to make too big a difference.
Okay.
But we'll let you give it a try if you like. We finish up with our soft brush, or the body brush, which is just used to make a polish more than anything. And we can use it absolutely everywhere on her, including on her face. We just have to be careful around her eyes.
Ooh.
That's a good girl. And it just removes all the fine dust so that she looks a little shinier.
Is this something that is done for Dodger and the rest of the horses here on a daily basis?
Yes, that's correct. Well, it's done every time they're ridden. Sometimes if they have a day off and they're out in the field all day, we'll just leave them alone and let them have their day of rest entirely with no human contact. Okay.
Dodger, don't worry. You treat me good, I'll treat you good. And
no problem.
we'll be in for a good day.
And then we just use for the mane and tail. We don't brush them out every day because it will pull the hairs out, and they need the mane and tail for protection from the flies.
Okay.
But when we do, we just use either a comb or even just a people hair brush, and we just brush it right down to the ends. Because you can see that this will pull out.
Oh, you're going gray, Dodger.
That's it. Now Dodger is a very trustworthy horse, and she knows I'm here, so I don't mind standing behind her, but this is certainly not good practice.
Otherwise you
for
would stand
people that
off to
don't
the
know what
side.
they're doing. That's right. You
Okay.
stand off to the side, basically where you are right now. And then we're all combed out. That's pretty much it for the grooming. She's pretty clean right now, so if she was really covered in mud and looking really disgusting, then it would take us a little longer.
It would take a little longer, would it?
She's pretty clean right now.
So as far as what we're going to do today, what do you have in store for me?
Well, a basic first lesson. Have you ever been on a horse before at all?
No.
Oh, wow. This is going to be fun. So basically your first lesson.
She says with a devilish grin.
Basically, we'll teach you how to mount properly, your basic aids, meaning your commands to make her turn, stop, and go. And we'll try you out at the walk and trot sitting, and we'll see how you're going from there before we decide to do anything really dramatic.
Great. All right. Well, then we'll be back to that in a moment, folks. So stay tuned for Discover. I'm going to be on a horse for the first time. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Well, you know, we get dressed in the morning. Well, Dodger has to get dressed too, but Sarah, Dodger is not getting dressed. What do you call it?
We call it tacking up.
Tacking up, okay. So what do we do?
Well, first, Miles is going to bring me our saddle here.
And he's happy to get rid of that.
I think the saddle's bigger than Miles is.
Getting your strength here, huh, Miles?
Now this is an English saddle.
Okay.
A Western saddle is much larger and has a saddle horn in front, and the stirrups are quite a bit more elaborate. But we teach English here. So our English saddle comes up over her back, and we place it gently on her back. We don't throw it up there and just let it fall where it may. We place it fairly high up on her back so that we can slide it into position so the hair lies nice and flat underneath it. We don't want the hair all folded up because it's quite uncomfortable.
What do you really know is position?
Well, once you lift the saddle flap, you'll see that these are called the girth straps, which holds the saddle in place. And the girth straps should be pointing down directly behind the horse's front leg. This is actually their elbow right here, and that's where they should be pointing.
Okay.
If it's too far back, the girth will be sitting around their belly and the saddle will slide around too much.
Okay. So you're going to
so now we are going to put a girth on.
Yeah.
So we need, Miles is coming back with our girth. There we go. Well, there's two ends to our girth. We have an elastic end and a non-elastic end. The elastic is there to help to tighten it once we actually have it in place. And we'll attach it first. Now I have to go around to the other side to do up the other side of our girth, so we'll just walk right around the back.
Okay.
Whenever you walk around the back of a horse, it's actually safest to stay close to them rather than stepping out, because when you step out to about this spot right here, you're in your actual maximum kicking distance, because once they extend the leg, that's exactly where they're going to hit you.
The momentum is there, is it?
That's right. So you want to stay right behind her, keep a hand on
following
her.
you.
And that way, she knows exactly where you are and she won't be startled by any of your movements. And we reach under, we do up our girth on this side.
Just the same thing.
Just the same thing. And what we will do though on this side is we'll do it up as high as the girth will allow, so that when we're finished tightening it with the elastic, the girth will end up being on about the same hole up on each side, so it's balanced.
And this doesn't really hurt the horse in any way?
It's no worse than us putting a belt on over our jeans.
Okay.
Okay. So now we're not ready yet to get on because this girth hasn't been tightened using the elastic yet. But this saddle isn't going to go anywhere just to lead her to wherever it is that we're going to be riding.
Okay.
Okay. And now we're ready to bridle. We have to go back around to the left.
A lot of walking around the horse to
A
get
lot
the
of
job
walking
done.
around,
Huh?
that's right.
Dodger's quite a nice horse, though. Seems very quiet.
She is.
Really
She's been
tame.
doing this for quite a while, and she knows what she's doing. So Laura's going to bring me my bridle.
Hi, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
Thanks.
Okay. Now this looks pretty complicated at first because it seems like an awful lot of leather to do a very simple job. But once you get it organized, it's not too bad. These are your reins, which you use for direction and to control
Stopping.
speed. Stopping's good. Stopping's very good. And so what we do is we put the reins over her head first, and that way, when we remove this piece, which is called the halter, we have something to hang on to her by if she decides that she wants to leave, which is also a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So now we undo our halter, and we slide it gently over her ears. There we go. Girl. That's it, and just put it down through the reins. Atta girl. And then we bring the bridle up over her nose, and this metal piece down here is called the bit, and we place it very gently against her lips. You don't want to slam the bit against her teeth because it hurts. So we place it up against her lips, and then to ask her to open the mouth, I take my thumb and I place it in the corner of her mouth, and she opens right up, and we slide the bit in.
Wow. I always wondered about those. Does it really bother them at all to have that sitting in there?
No, it doesn't, because where the bit sits, there are no teeth. The horse has got 40 teeth, but none of them exist right there. You can see that there are no teeth in that area.
Look at that.
They just have their incisors for cutting, and then their molars don't start till about here.
I recommend a trip to the dentist, Dodger.
Okay, now this is our nose band, and its purpose is to keep the horse's mouth shut. And the reason why we want the mouth closed is because it will encourage them to keep saliva flowing in the mouth, and that way the bit won't bruise their mouth.
Oh. All this stuff, I had no idea.
That's right. This is called your throat latch, and its purpose is to keep the bridle from sliding forward over the ears. Now you do have to be careful when you do up the throat latch that you don't do it too tight,
When they
because
flex
otherwise
their
she
neck
won't be able
back.
to breathe.
Okay.
So we use 4 fingers as a rule so that we know that she is going to be able to have full air access through there.
Okay.
Okay, and now when we want to lead the horse, we take the reins down over her head. We place our right hand underneath her chin. The left hand holds up the end of the reins, which we call the bite, and we're ready to go.
Great. Now Dodger's ready to go, but I got dressed this morning, but not quite well enough. I've got to put some stuff
Not
on
quite.
too. I have a helmet here.
Yeah. The helmets that we use here, we recommend that students use a helmet that's meets the ASTM, American Standard for Testing Materials quality, which this is. This is called a Lexington. And we also require that everybody wears proper riding boots.
Yeah, and I brought mine. I've got them
pick
right
yours.
here. Yeah, here they are. So I've got my boots,
You got
and I
your
got my
boots?
helmet.
You got your helmet? You're all set?
I'm set. Great. So we're going to go where for my first lesson?
We're going to go to the indoor arena, which is where we like to take all our beginner riders because it's a very controlled area.
Okay, great. Let's go there now then.
Okay.
Thanks, Sarah. Here we are inside with my nice used up boots. I've been a pro at this riding stuff. Sarah, I've got to mount beautiful Dodger here. Tell me what I have to do.
Well, first of all, we have to put the reins up over the head because we do want to have control once you are up there. Now, if you'll remember, when we tacked up, we did not tighten the saddle. So you
Right.
do not want to get on until your saddle is tight.
Thank you for telling me.
All right. So what we do is we come around to our elastic side of the girth, and you can do this. Take a hold of the end and just pull it up as high as you can.
Oh my goodness.
Keep going.
That's about it.
Yep, okay, good. And then do the same on the other one. So the holes should match. Good. And then we give it a check to see if it's tight, which it is. We slide a couple of fingers in as long as you can't pull it away.
Yep.
And we do want it to be tight. Make sure everything's lying flat. Okay, now right now our stirrups, which is where our feet go, are what we call run up. And this is not how we try to mount because
Thank
nobody
goodness.
can get their foot up that high. So we have to take our stirrups down. Like so. Now even at this length, this looks like it's still going to be pretty short for you.
Yeah.
But what we do to see approximately how long the stirrup should be, so you take the bottom of the stirrup iron, put it right up under your arm, and make a fist, and your fingers should actually come right to that buckle. So you can see that even for me, they're quite short. So to fix them, we pull our buckle down, untuck our end, and we'll put that down quite a bit. All right, why don't you try measuring that on your arm and see how we go.
So
put it right up under your arm,
and it's
make
still,
a fist. Right, it's pretty close.
Pretty close?
Pretty
yeah,
close.
I guess it's right there.
Yeah, we'll give that a try and we'll see what we have. But we have to go to the other side first.
Okay.
So come on around the front. I'll hold on to her and you can just walk right around.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to unwrap your stirrup there.
And then
And just pull it down.
pull it down.
Good. Okay, now just pull on this top piece of leather here. So
Bring
the
it-
buckle
oh,
comes
okay,
down.
I see.
Good. And now we'll move your buckle down a whole lot. That should be about right.
You want it even on each side, so you're...
We do want it even, but no, that's it. Nope.
Oh, okay.
There you go, because once it's up against the bar, it will snap
see.
tight.
Okay.
And now we come to the front and check and see if we're even.
Seems about right there.
So you have a look and see if they look about the same length.
They do, almost. I think maybe this side's one notch lower, but it looks pretty close.
Yeah, I think you're right. So we'll try putting this one up one more. Dodger, you're being very good.
Yes, thank you, Dodger.
Okay, now we come back around to the left side to mount. And there is actually a reason for that. Way back in medieval times, when people used to carry swords, and you were burned at the stake if you were left-handed, so you always put your sword on your left side. And if you tried to mount on the right side, you ended up cutting your leg off. So this is a much better way to do it. And we've just kind of stuck with it ever since. So what you're going to do now is take your reins in your left hand,
I have
like
to stand
so.
where you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
And grab a handful of her mane as well.
That's
a
not
big
gonna
handful.
hurt?
It won't hurt her.
Oh
Good.
my gosh.
Now come and stand in front of me. That's it. Back up. Good. Now take your right hand and hold your stirrup like so. Now your left foot has got to go in there.
Oh!
Maybe.
I should have done my stretching exercises. All right.
Okay, now we're hopping around. Reach across with your right arm and bounce around till you're facing her and go 1, 2, 3, up.
Oh boy. Hey!
All right, not bad, not bad at all.
Now I got to find the other stirrup here.
Okay, so now we'll check out the length and we'll see how well proportioned your arms and legs are. And your legs are longer than your arms. Our stirrups are a little short, so we're going to
Okay.
fix that up. We're going
All
to pull your
right.
leg out in front of the saddle so that I have access to the stirrup.
Oh, Dodger.
Okay, you have to lift your leg a little bit so I don't pinch. Okay, bring your leg back again.
Okay.
And there's your stirrup. Okay. Take your foot out for me and hang your leg straight down. Okay, good. See, what we want is your stirrup, the bottom of your stirrup to bang right against your ankle bone.
Okay.
And that will give you the correct length. All right, now, once your
Comfortable.
foot is in the stirrup, keep it right on the ball of your foot, right there, and stretch your heel down.
Oh boy.
Okay, now there's where your leg should be when you're riding. Now you have to keep it there until we're finished. No, you
Yes,
can't.
teacher.
All right, so now this side, bring the leg
Bring
forward.
it forward for you.
Good.
But once the students have their placing set, do they use the same saddles all the time?
We try to keep them in the same, as long as it appears to be comfortable. We
And
try
then
to
they know
keep
what
them in the
they're
same
doing.
saddle all the
Yeah.
time. Now this one's a little shorter still, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, take your foot out.
All right. But this is the regular routine that I guess you have to go to get fitted into the
Yeah.
saddle properly.
Yeah, and
Now-
eventually every student is able to do their own.
Is this just for your comfort, or does this actually help for Dodger as well in making Dodger
well, it's not a matter
comfortable?
of comfort, it's a matter of effectiveness.
Oh, okay.
If your stirrups aren't at the correct length, then you won't be able to use your legs effectively to make her operate.
Okay.
Okay, do you feel even now?
Yeah, it feels pretty good.
Okay, good stuff. So now we'll show you how to hold the reins properly. Just let go of your reins for a minute and hold your hands out like this. Good. And you're going to take a hold and bring your pinky finger around the outside of the rein. Good. Take a hold. Thumb on top. Do the same with the other hand.
Okay, so
Pinky
there,
finger goes around.
and
Good.
thumb on top.
Thumb on top.
Boy, oh boy.
Excellent. All right.
I'm ready for the Western movies. I know how to do this.
All right, good stuff. So now we need to know some basic commands so that we don't end up running through a wall or something. So our basic commands to go are to take the calf of your leg and squeeze against your side. Feel her move away from that.
Yeah.
Now if you use both your legs like that, then that will send her forward. Okay? At the same time that you squeeze with your legs, you have to make sure that your hands go forward, because if you're pulling back, that means, we'll get to that in a second, but you're giving her two different commands, and so she won't understand what you want. So make sure that you squeeze with the legs and the hands go forward.
Okay.
Now, before we go anywhere, we have
Okay.
to know how to stop or turn, or
Good
else we're going to
idea.
have a problem. So, to stop, what we do is you take your legs off of your horse's sides. You don't have to actually swing them away, but you just simply stop squeezing. You sit deep in your saddle and bend your elbows so that your hands come back towards your body.
Okay.
You don't have to pull really hard. A very gentle pull is all that these horses need because they're very well schooled.
Okay. So should I try that right now?
Well, no, because you're already standing still. So what we'll do is we're going to teach you how to turn, and then we're going to go and do a bunch of stuff. Okay?
Okay.
So to turn, if you wish to turn left, you take your left hand, pull it straight back towards your left hip.
Should I do that
and
now?
you look in the direction you're going. No, because you'll run me over.
Okay.
And then to turn right is the same thing. You pull on your right rein and turn your head and look to the right, just like if you're driving a car. You have to look where you're going.
Look where you're going.
That's right. And the other thing to remember is that you have to keep squeezing with your legs, because if you don't, your horse is going to stop, and as long as they're stopped, they're not going to turn.
Okay.
Just like your car. You can turn your steering wheel, but if you're not going anywhere, it doesn't matter.
All right. So now I've got the basic steps. I'm ready to try, what, trotting is it?
No, we're ready to walk.
Walk, okay.
We're ready to walk.
Whoa, Dodger.
So, if you remember what we do to ask the horse to walk, we put your hands forward
And
you
squeeze
squeeze
in.
with both legs.
Okay.
And walk.
And Dodger's not moving.
Well, Dodger knows that she's got a beginner on her back, and
Oh,
so she's
good.
going to take her time getting started.
And she's veering to the left.
Well, so then you can take her to the right by
Okay.
pulling on your right rein.
Over here, Dodger.
Not too much, though.
Oh, she stopped though.
Squeeze and push her forward.
Okay.
And he's going to kill a pylon. Look at him go. There we go.
And let's go around the pylon, Dodger.
All right. Look at that. We got maneuverability and
There we
everything.
go. Dodger, over this way.
Good. Now just put your hands forward. She'll walk straight across the end all by herself.
So do you rest your hands or do you leave
No,
them
you
up?
should keep your hands up above the neck.
Over here,
That's it.
Dodger.
Oh, she likes that door. She thinks that door looks like
We're
fun.
going outside.
There we
So
go.
it's just a casual turn, isn't it? I mean, you don't do anything drastic.
You don't have to do anything dramatic or
Wow.
anything. I mean, these, especially at the walk.
Am I actually going the wrong way here on the course?
No, you're doing just fine. This is
All
what we
right.
call being on the left rein, because the left side of your body is towards the middle of the arena. Okay, so we're just going to walk right across the middle here, right around these little
Nope,
cones.
you stopped.
Come on,
I
sweetie.
didn't make you stop. I'm sorry, Dodger.
That's it. That's it. Come straight right across the arena.
Okay, that's
There
over
you
here,
go.
Dodger. Dodger, go straight.
Big squeeze with the legs.
There
you
we
go.
go. Oh, you really got to,
You got to work those legs.
yeah, boy.
There we go. Okay, now when
And-
we get back over to the wall here, you're going to ask Dodger to stop.
Okay, so
So
that's a
remember
matter
what we have
of,
to do is sit nice and deep in the saddle.
and pull back.
All right, and then once she stops, relax your arm. Good. All right, now you're ready to walk again.
So I want to, should I turn her first or she's going to walk into
She's
the
not
wall?
going to run into the wall. She's smart enough.
Dodger's smarter than I am.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, so big, strong squeeze to the
And
legs.
here we go, Dodger.
And walk. There we go. And then
And
make
watch
sure your
where you're
hands go
going.
forward. She
Okay.
won't run into the wall.
Don't
there
run
we
me into
go.
the wall either. Hey, everybody's watching. How am I doing, gang? All right.
All right, this looks
and
great.
we'll turn again.
Good. And then put your hands forward again to walk straight across.
Okay. Now, what about, when you get people bouncing in the saddle? I know I'm not going fast enough for that yet, but is there a strategy to that? Or is
Yes, there is. Most
Okay.
of it is simply practice, getting used to the way that the horse moves. But another thing that helps is being able to use your joints effectively. When we first, actually, if you want to just halt for a minute, halt, good. When we first got you on your horse, I talked about stretching the heel down.
Yeah.
Okay, and what that does is it lets your ankle act as a shock absorber so that you don't do so much bouncing up and down up high. Your ankle will sink and rise instead, and so that will help you to keep from bouncing. And it also develops a little, you need to develop flexibility in your lower back, and as I say, just practice.
So this is pretty much the basic steps. We go on from here with more lessons, but for now you've got to get the walking, the stopping, and the turning before
That's
you get
right.
into any of the galloping or anything like that.
Yeah,
We're not
we
going to
don't-
go into any of that today.
We're
Thank
not
you
doing
very
any of that
much.
today, no.
But
No.
this is essentially the basics of the lessons of what you're going to begin to learn here.
That's right, that's right. The basics in control so that you feel safe and you feel like you're ready to move on to the next step.
So how long does the course last then for the people?
Well, we have what we call a progressive course. It means that basically, riding is a sport that you can take lessons for 10 years and you've still got something to learn. But just to give an approximate time frame to learn to walk, trot, and canter, it will take you about 3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months, and then
Yeah.
I'm an expert.
Well, You can walk, trot, canter. And we'll start jumping people after they've taken about 6 months of riding, and again, that depends on individuals.
Great. Sarah, I've really enjoyed the day with you today, and Miles and Laura helping us out there as well. It's just been fantastic. We really appreciate you opening up your stables and your lessons for us today to come out and show people what they can discover here. Yeah, it's been great.
Great.
Well, we're going to wrap it up at this point, and we'd like to thank you all once again for tuning in to Discover. You can come here to the Audley Road Stables and, well, maybe not get the chance to ride Dodger here, but you can come here and discover horseback riding. And as we leave you, we're going to let a pro show you how it's done.